Like if you're asking me, to judge the fans' behavior, the motivation, all those things, I understand where it came from.
Yeah.
Not fully supportive of it, but I certainly understand the emotion behind it. I mean, it's like our sovereignty has been threatened here in a not so subtle way. So I can understand the reaction. And the argument that politics doesn't have a place in sports, I'm sorry, I don't buy that. It's been a part of sports as far as I can remember. And I like one of my first Olympics I watched was, the '68 Olympics in Mexico City, and the Black Power salute from John Carlos and Tommy Smith. And I was 12 years old at the time, and that registered with me. And we've since gone through boycotts. I was talking to a friend of mine from South Africa whose father had qualified to row in the '64 Olympics for South Africa, and he couldn't make it because South Africa was, they were a rogue state, and they were disinvited from the Olympics. So that's been a part of it all along. I just don't think it's been quite as overt as it is now from a Canadian point of view.
And I've heard comparisons to perhaps the Summit Series back in 1972.
Yeah, it was different. And so I'm part of that generation where, kids assembled in the high school auditorium, and they brought TVs in to watch. So I remember that, but that was different. There was more like, a mystery of what the Russians are, and because we'd only ever seen them in the Olympics, and we didn't know how they'd match up against our best. So that was much more sport. And yes, it was cloaked in nationalism and the maple leaf and all those things. But that level of enmity we're feeling right now, I don't remember that being as present.